All right, back with you today. Here we go. 1989 Topps Big. This is the third series. And if you've been following along, I opened a box of Series 1 and a box of Series 2. I know one of my viewers, Shane, you said you couldn't wait for Series 3, so here it is. Dave, you also mentioned that Series 3 is expensive, and yes, you are correct, it is. I was looking for a box, and the cheapest I could find on eBay was like 75 bucks. So I came across this lot here. Well, first let me start off with these, actually. So these, the 10 packs right here, was going to be this video. I picked these up at a card show not too long ago, paid $1 a piece for these packs. That was going to be my third series video, but I said this 10 packs is not enough. So I was going to buy a box on eBay, but then I came across this lot right here. So this was a lot of 198 packs between Series 1, 2, and 3. Series 1 was, I believe, 65 packs. Series 2 was like 68. And then this Series 3 is 65 in here. In addition, with the 10 that I have from the card show, that's right, we are going to be opening up 75 packs. And you might be saying to yourself, what in the hell has gotten into your head? And we're looking for this guy right here who happens to be on the top of this pack. Yes, I will not be opening it. Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson in a PSA 10, which I'll put right here. Recent sale, $999.99. There's one other one right now on eBay. I think the guy's asking like $1,100. There's another one that I believe he's a little out there. It might be like 4,000 or 5,000. So Series 3, if we don't know, didn't produce a lot of these. And for some odd reason, the Randy Johnson demands a high price tag on that card right there. So that is who we're looking for. Look at that. My mat is not centered. What the heck is wrong with me? I'm so anal when it comes to stuff like that sometimes. It's hilarious. So it still doesn't look quite centered. Hold on. Bear with me. Yeah, that looks a little better. All right. Anyway. What the heck was I saying? So looking for Randy Johnson, PSA 10. I've decided that without opening this one, I'm going to see how many I can find. And if they look remotely good, close to a 10, I'll probably send them in. And there we go. Starting off with a Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer, right off the bat. Kevin Seitzer. And all right, starting off with the Winfield. Not bad. Not too bad. At least we got a Hall of Famer. Like I said, Randy Johnson on top of that pack, which is pretty sweet. I did see PSA 9 of an unopened pack with Randy Johnson on top. I believe they're asking like $100 on that one. And then there was a 7, I want to say. That was like, I believe they're only asking 60 maybe on that one. So pretty cool that I got one right there. I'm guessing the one that I have will not grade a 9 because of the fact that there is one, it's got your 75-cent price tag on it, and also 7 picture cards is around the side. So I've never graded a pack, don't know. So no idea. So anyway, these 10 packs that we are starting this video off with first, these are the packs that I did pick up at the card show for, like I said, $1 a piece. And let's see if we could even get a Randy Johnson out of one of these packs. I did not mention, we also have John Smoltz. This kind of sucks. There's a little paper loss on that one, which that's the other thing with that Randy Johnson on top. There's a nice Robin Young. Finally got another Hall of Famer. With the Randy Johnson on top, they are not sticking in this one. See how it's nice and loose. So not going to have any paper loss on that one, which is pretty cool. But these right here that I did get from the show are a little stuck on there. Hat comb. Hey, look at that. We pulled a Johnson out of this one. So will this 10? I'm going to say no because it looks a little heavier on the left. But that's it. That's what we're looking for. Randy count has started. With the one in the pack, we have 2. Oh, wow. Check that out. A John Smoltz right behind him. Let's put the Smoltz on the side. And then the other rookie that we are looking for out of these packs is Jim Abbott. All right, so that's kind of cool. The 10 packs that I got at the show, at least we would have been able to pull a Randy Johnson if I was to stick with those packs. That's good to know. And let's see what other Hall of Famers we can get. Still see if we can find a Jim Abbott in these. Yeah, the USA cards are really cool in this. It's I guess commemorating the 88 USA team that ended up winning, actually. So Paul Gibson on the back there. Hey, that's a nice Bo Jackson. Even that, I think the Bo Jackson in like a 10 will also fetch like $125, I believe. But the I'm pretty sure centering on that does not look well. I know he's not a Hall of Famer, but I'm going to put Bo Jackson in that stack today. Because why not? All right, this is the last pack of the card show pickup, and then we will get into the eBay pickup. So, nice checklist. Love it. That's it. Harold Baines, Hall of Famer. Here we go. So, the eBay, like I said, it was 65 total of Series 3. All in all, the lot was 198. The guy had it up for buy it now or best offer at 100. I think I offered him 70, came back at 80, and I ended up taking the 80. So all in with taxes. Nice, nice, and nice. All in with taxes, I think I was at like $98, which basically works out to like 50 cents a pack. So was that 65? I guess I'm like $43 in for almost a little over 2 boxes of the stuff. Not too bad. I figured I'd go that route instead of picking up 1 box for $75. There's an Eddie Murray, Dave Henderson there. What else did I miss on this? Oh, let's see. Randy Johnson. So the PSA, there are 401 at the time of me making this video. 401 graded Randy Johnsons. There is only 33 PSA 10s on the Randy Johnson. So you say to yourself, well, that's why that card fetches $1,000, right? Well, hold on a minute. The John Smoltz, there's only 184 of those graded. 50 10s. So, of course, you got a little bit more on the 10s. Gosh, look at that ding right there. That sucks. So you got 50 as opposed to the 33. But the John Smoltz is only selling on a 10 for about 110 on average. Big difference there. Kind of crazy. Both Hall of Famers, both had great careers. Matt Noakes right there. But yet, the Johnson is just fetching so much more. And I think 9s, there was 100 and, let me see, I got my numbers jotted down here. 9s, 161 Randy Johnson 9s. And, all right. SGC, here we go. How about this one? I did find one SGC 10 that sold. Any guesses on that? SGC 10 sold for $324. That's insane. $324. Nice Hall of Famer right there. Are you kidding me? I know if you've watched my channel before, you know that I prefer SGC over PSA. I feel like they are a tougher grading company. I feel like they are more true, but PSA has the name, and I think that's why they demand such a big price. It's all about the name. Oh, is this one stuck? I feel like there it is. That was stuck. Another checklist there. Probably going to have like 4 sets. I'm done with this video of this. Randy Johnson Raw sells for, I think I've seen it like $15. So not too bad. Still haven't seen a John. I'm looking at the John Smoltz as I have a thought in my head of Jim Abbott. Still have not seen a Jim Abbott, but there's a Melito Perez. Have Dwight Good in there. I was just about to say I don't remember if I've seen a Melito Perez, but we might have, as I've been just opening and talking, and I'm not really paying attention. Hey, Ricky Henderson. That might be the first Ricky Henderson. So yeah, those Hall of Famers, those guys do sell for a good amount also in PSA 10s. Ricky Henderson's a big one. Like I said, the Bo Jackson, not a Hall of Famer, but he sells for a good amount, and you could see why. I mean, the centering on this is heavier on the left here. So that's why it's tough to get a 10 on these cards. Let's see, how many more Randy Johnsons can we pull? So Eddie Murray got a little bit of a dinged corner. Some of these corners are a little dinged, which kind of sucks. Makes me wonder about that one that I have. Well, that feels okay. I don't feel anything odd on the corners of that pack right there. So, again, not going to open it anyway. I'm going to leave that. Randy was put in there back in '89. He will stay in there. All right, so come on. Need to see some more. Lonnie Smith. You know, I wish I was paying attention, because then I would know what to look for, what came out after. And actually, Smoltz came after the Randy Johnson, so does that mean that there's a Smoltz in that pack as well? Same pack as what we just went through, maybe with the exception of Harold Baines being on the back. Walt Weiss. Still no Jim Abbott in this. I was hoping hey, Cal Ripken, I believe that is the first Cal Ripken. There we go. All right, so Cal Ripken is going to open the door up to Jim Abbott. Let's leave Randy up there, put Smoltz here, and let's get it going. Jim Abbott. Jim Abbott was, I looked at the PSA numbers. Dang it, I didn't make a note of it. It was not that there was not that many graded of Jim Abbott. Come on, open this the right way without damaging the cards. Could be a Johnson in there. There was not that many Jim Abbotts graded, actually. George Bell. Rafael Palmeiro, that's a nice card. And we got Mike Smithson, Fernandez, Wade Boggs. I believe that's the first Wade Boggs we've seen. Ted Wood. Getting down to it. We are getting down to it. I need to add a few more to that stack down there. Like to find one that's got a little better centering than that. Or a lot better centering than that would be nice. Calderon. Paul Molitor. Feel like we're getting closer. We are due. We are due to find another Johnson. Yeah, if I find one even remotely centered, sending it in. No, not in that pack. All right. And just like I talked about in Series 1 and 2 box opening, this Topps Big was short-lived. They only made 3 years of it. This is actually the middle year. 88 was the first year, 89 right here, and then they came out in 80 and 90, and that was it. Threw in the towel after that. There's that Bo Jackson once again. All right. Feel like we're coming back around to it. Yeah, 75 a box. That's insane. Hey, there's a Gary Carter. Don't think we've seen Gary Carter yet. Ricky Henderson once again. Could you imagine go through all of this and there's only the one Randy Johnson and it's not even in this stack that I just picked up to chase after him? Like I could have just stuck with the $10 that I had spent on those 10 packs at the card show. Although then I wouldn't have the pack with the Randy Johnson showing on front. Okay, so Ripken, that was the Jim Abbott. Was he not in the Ripken pack? And there he is. Okay, so we got 2 Abbotts now. Good to know. So if you see a Ripken, you know that you're going to get a Jim Abbott. Again, wish I remembered who came before Randy Johnson. Well, when we pull the next one, then we'll know. Gary Carter. Come on. Almost halfway through. I guess we are a little more than halfway through because I started with those 10 there. Sid Fernandez. There's a Wade Boggs once again. Ted Wood. Ah, come on, baby. All right, this is the halfway point. I'm going to call this the halfway point. This is where I thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me. If you have subscribed, I appreciate it so much. Here we go. Pat Combs, Tommy Herr, Jeff Russell, Pat Combs, and there is the Randy Johnson. And there it is once again. Centering is off, and it does have the Smoltz behind it. Smoltz actually looks pretty decent. Smoltz is not terrible, but still off-centered. So, all right. We got 2 now. That's good. 3 with this one. So that means that there's a Johnson and a Smoltz in that pack. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So as I was saying, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. If you subscribed, I really appreciate it. If you have not, please consider doing so. This is what we're doing. Cal Ripken, we're going to see another Jim Abbott there. Opening stuff from the junk wax era, 80s and 90s. And I was actually thinking today, you know what? So I stopped collecting around 92 because I was in high school. Things change. You start doing different things. And then I didn't start back up again until about 2001. So I might start keeping an eye out and finding some stuff from early 2000s as well, since that's the what got me back into collecting. Maybe open some stuff from that era as well, but still stay with my roots of I am trying to open at least one of everything from the 80s and 90s. Yes, that even means a pack at least of 1980 tops. I'm just being very picky with which one I get because they're so expensive. I want to make sure that it's not tampered with whatsoever when I finally do decide to pull the trigger on that pack. But one day I will open one of those as well, looking for your Ricky Henderson. So yeah, so that's what we're doing here on my channel. And Andy Van Slyke. Don't remember if we've seen him yet. No. Another Gary Carter. This stack is definitely bigger than my Hall of Fame stack. But that's pretty cool. 2 Randy Johnson. I would like at least maybe one more would be nice. At least this pack has some dinged corners in that. It's all right. It's got the checklist, so that's good. That's good. It was not one of the big name players that I was looking for, so Flanagan again, Mosby. Come on. Still got a whole stack to go after. I had a feeling this video would go a little longer than I would normally like for it to, but we are searching for the $1,000 card. Paul Molitor. Another Rafael Palmeiro there. I just need one $1,000 card. I guess we need a PSA to grade it and make it $1,000 card. That's the whole trick. I don't know, that top Johnson might I'm gonna look that one over. I know the center might be off, but maybe I could pull a 9 from it. Centering looks definitely off. Definitely looks a little heavier on the left. Top and bottom look pretty good, but it's the side centering that gets me on that one. Matt Noakes. That's going to be a lot of cards to sort through. 110 cards in the series. 330 for the all three for a full complete. What? I wasn't even paying attention. Boom. Centering on this one looks actually pretty good. Nice. Smoltz ain't bad either. All right, we got 3. Yes. That's not too bad of an average, I think. I've seen up to 2 get pulled from a box. So if this is the equivalent of 2 boxes, there are my 4 right there. 3, the one in the pack. So not too bad. Can we get greedy and hope for one more? That would be good. Wade Boggs. I mean, I don't see why not. Last stack here. Let's see. Can we get it? Ted Wood. I did look over the fronts. I didn't look over the backs of the packs, but I did look over all the fronts to see if I had these guys on them. Like I showed you the one pack. Did not see any with Smoltz or Abbott, so I think I do remember seeing this card, and I was like, is that Abbott? No, it's not Abbott. Gibson there, and Stottlemyre once again. Going through these a little quick because I feel like we've 110 cards. We've pretty much seen them all at this point. Dwight Gooden there, Nixon, and yeah. What do we got here? Cal Ripken. Okay, so we should have an Abbott coming right after Howell, and there he is. There's our 4th Abbott. Habit. Almost said habit. I was saying habit. It's our 4th Jim Abbott. It's the no-hitter for the Yankees, baby. Gotta remember that. That was awesome. Ricky Henderson on the Yankees then. What? 2 Ricky Hendersons in that pack. That's good. Maybe we could pull a pack with 2 Randy Johnson. Perfectly centered. All 4 corners square. And no paper loss, no dings, surface, all that good stuff. Wouldn't that be nice? This pack's sticking a little bit. Willie Randolph there. Robin Yount. Okay, Hall of Famer in the back of that pack. Here we go. What do we got? Not many left. We almost made it through. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me so much. I really do appreciate it. This is what I'm doing. I am just sitting here looking for Randy Johnson cards. That's what we're doing today. Centering is definitely better on that last one that I pulled. But what is that? Number 5. Nice Smoltz once again. That's good stuff right there. Well, that's 4 or 5 with the pack. Wait, no. Yeah, that's 4. Okay, 5 is in the pack. 5 is in the pack. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. I think I am happy with this pickup. And the Robin Yount ends that pack. Got all these packs sticking to my feet behind me as I'm throwing them. I think I might have said this before, but I should probably get like a garbage can next to me so I can just throw them in. It's pretty comical after I'm done. Here I am on my hands and knees, just like on the floor, trying to grab everything up. Oh man, maybe a garbage can right next to me would make life a lot easier. Got Ricky Henderson on the back of this pack. So that's the Gary Carter and Ricky Henderson pack. All right. Seeing the collation on it. Tommy Herr on the back of this pack. George Bell. And no. Here we go. 3 left. Let's see what we can do. This one feels like it was open. That went too quickly there. Willie Randolph on the back. There's the Ricky Henderson. So Ricky's in a different part of the pack. Willie Randolph on the back. 3 left. Ivan Calderon there. Dave Winfield. I feel like we started the video off with a Dave Winfield, and then he kind of just disappeared. He said, you know what? Show's not about me today. I'm going to give way to Mr. Johnson, Mr. Smoltz, and Mr. Abbott. Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Dave. There he is again. He said, no, I'm not. I'm taking the stage back. And here we go. Last pack of the video. Thank you again for watching and joining me. Can we end it with one more Randy Johnson? I feel like I do have that one in there that is potential. I will have to look it over and see. All right, Cal Ripken. We're going to have a Jim Abbott here. Not too bad. Not a bad pull at all. So that's 5 Abbotts, 4 Smoltz, and 4 Randy Johnson, with the Randy Johnson and John Smoltz in this. So basically 5 of each. Not too bad. 75 packs. I think I did pretty good for, what did I say I paid? It was like $43, I think, if my math is right. Obviously not counting Series 1, Series 2. I could take that stuff and flip it, sell it, try to get some of my money back. That's how I like to do it when I'm collecting. Do you guys do the same thing out there? You know, you buy what you want, and then you take some of the stuff that you don't really care about and flip it and take that money and turn it into stuff you want. And with that, I'll leave you with this. One man's junk wax, another man's treasure. Take care.